So a little earlier today, I had a conversation with a couple of guys who are a lot younger than I am. And one of the guys mentioned that he had a lot of potential. And what he meant by that was that he just hadn't hit his stride yet, and that he could be so much better than he is. And I totally understood where he was coming from because I was once in his shoes and people would tell me all the time, Jackpot, you got so much potential. Alvin, you could do so much better. And that kind of went to my head and it made me believe that I was selling myself short, which made me tighten up when I was given the opportunity to tighten up. But with this particular young man, he's always telling me, man, I'm going to tighten up. I'm going to do better. I'm telling you, Jackpot. I'm gonna get it together. And so today he was talking about getting it together. And I was like, what are you waiting on? He was like, man, I'm just waiting on time. Dude, what do you mean you're waiting on time? And I told him then, I said, that has to be my next video. And I was gonna sit down and make a video in my podcast spot. But I said, it's a better way to do this. And the better way to do this is showing you guys what I mean on this whiteboard. Potential is the ceiling. Hopefully that makes sense because the next concept is a little new and it may confuse a few people who've never heard it. Your floor in between your ceiling and your floor is you. This is you. Your standards can include people, places, priorities, and your position in life. Most people talk about potential or the ceiling like it exists in its own sphere, and it doesn't. You don't have a ceiling without a floor. Your floor directly affects if and when you'll reach your ceiling or your potential. So, for people with low standards or no standards, it is close to impossible for them to reach this ceiling. So, what the floor means, the floor is who you allow in your life, people, where and how you interact with these people, which is the place, the priorities, which means what you consider important, and your positioning in life. The reason that that is a part of your floor is because if you position yourself a certain way, people handle you a certain way. That goes right back to your standards. Your standards create your positioning. If you have a very low floor, it is so difficult to reach that ceiling that you can feel discouraged. Like the young brother today said, man, I got so much potential, Jackpot. I'm just not reaching my potential, Jackpot. You think I just got to try harder. If you can jump 8 feet high, but your potential is 10, there's only so much you can do with a floor that's keeping you 10 feet away from your ceiling. But if you raise that floor a couple feet, you can reach your ceiling. It is so much easier for you to change your standards, change the conversations you have, who you have them with, where you have them, what's important to you, how you position yourself. If you position yourself as a follower, people will expect you to follow. They'll always give you something to follow. If you position yourself as a leader, you'll always have someone to lead. Your standards are what sets you as a leader or follower, right? If people watch you and they watch you follow other people, they watch you follow trends, they watch you try to keep up with the Joneses, they're not trying to follow you. Why follow you? And I can go follow the people that you're following. If you show them that you're a leader, they look to you for advice. They look to you for the next thing to do. They look to you for guidance. But if your floor is low, even the people whose floor is lower than yours understand that your floor is low and they treat you as such. You'll watch these people start to act like they're better than you. It doesn't matter what your ceiling is. You have some people whose ceiling is here. If their ceiling is there and you're always around them, this is probably as high as you're going to go. It doesn't matter how high your ceiling is. If you're constantly around people whose ceiling is lower than yours, that's the height that you'll reach. It can be hard sometimes. Even when I was talking to the brother earlier, he said, but sometimes it's just about keeping it real. And nah, it's not about keeping it real, my brother. It's about keeping it you. Whatever is you. Now, if you find yourself consistently around people whose ceiling is lower than your ceiling, then you have to rethink your ceiling. This is where the floor comes in. Your floor is your filter. This filter keeps certain things out of your life. Over the past year, year and a half, I've worked so hard on raising this floor. I don't give certain things energy. I don't give certain people energy. And to certain people, it may surprise them that my floor has risen so high because they're used to me performing at a certain level. It did not matter what my potential was. My floor was low enough to let all of the BS come through. And that kept me from reaching my ceiling. So over the past, it's about a year and a half, I've done so much work on myself that I've made sure that my floor is up here. Not my ceiling, my floor is up here. That makes my ceiling that much closer. So certain things that used to get my energy, it don't get my energy. They say, Jackpot, you so cool. I say, everything don't warrant my energy. Certain things that you could call me about a year and a half ago, you can't call me about that now because I've already made sure that my floor is higher. You have a lot of people who talk about potential in their ceiling. You have a lot of people who talk about how great they're supposed to be and God told me this and all of this stuff. And then they hang around poo putts. If you don't know what a poo putt is, ask your grandma. You never want to be caught slipping around poo putts and you think your ceiling is this high. Understand the floor and the ceiling. That's your standards and your potential. If your standards are low, you will never reach your potential. It's no other way to think about this. If the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning is jump on social media and you're not a social media influencer, or you don't have a business that you're promoting on social media or anything else like that, if all you do is jump on social media, scroll, send videos, send links, comment, if this is your whole day, then that is your ceiling. If you do this over an extended period of time, then that is your floor. If you do it over an extended period of time, then that is your ceiling. Stop trying to make life more than what it is. If you are not reaching the heights that you want to reach, all you have to do is raise the floor. Now you don't pay attention to things that don't warrant your attention, things that are outside of your circle of influence, things that are outside of your circle of control. You let that pass, man. That don't even matter. Certain people can't call you for the things they called you for 2 and 3 years ago because it's below your threshold. Your floor is your filter. It keeps all of the unnecessary things out of your way, and it makes it that much easier to reach your ceiling. I had to get this point across to people because a lot of people feel like they could just go harder. They could just try harder. They can just do more of something. But when your floor is that low, doing more of something won't help. You'll see a little bit of progress, but it'll never get you to your ceiling. Focus on the floor. The floor is your standards, your habits, the things you do daily, the people you're around, the things you watch, the things you listen to. What you put in your body is what you feel about yourself. If you're overindulging in sweets, that shows how much you care about your body and yourself. That's your floor. So it doesn't matter what kind of shape you think you should be in. If you are doing everything to keep this floor low, you will never see the potential of your body. If you don't take the time to cultivate your mind, you'll never see the potential of your intelligence. If you never take the time to make sure the people around you are at a certain level, the places you go to are of a certain caliber, if you don't check your priorities regularly, and if you don't maintain or better your position in life, it may not be your ceiling. Stop doing things just because. Stop having conversations just because. Stop hanging around certain people just because. I'm telling you, if you are really not reaching your potential and the people around you are allowing you not to reach your potential, it's because they've already noticed that they've probably reached their own potential. So it's time to move along. It's time to find people who will help you raise your floor and eventually reach your fullest potential. If you want more information, all you have to do is follow me on social media at Chosen One Jackpot. If you want to sign up for my Real Life XP program, just hit reallifexp.com and you can get more details. Thank you guys for tuning in. More videos coming soon.